Okay, so when I was 6 years old, I went to Central America, Nicaragua and Costa Rica. I stayed in Nicaragua the longest, and I remember it better. It was a really friendly country. Like everywhere I went, people were always coming up and talking to me, especially since I was blonde and 6 years old. Like you see a lot of blonde adults, but being 6 years old, especially since they're such a child-friendly country, everyone was coming up and like messing with my hair and talking to me and playing with me. And my nickname was Chiquita, which was kind of a play on words because chica means girl in Spanish, so Chiquita means like little girl, but my name's Kita, so. um, but the a thing I really remember about being in Central America was it was definitely a lot less developed than the U.S. Like, they were still using horses and stuff. Like, I remember being amazed that I saw more horses than I saw cars on the streets and stuff. And streets like weren't paved with tar; they were still cobblestone. And everywhere you went, you saw kids on the street. Like there were kids begging or trying to sell stuff. And as a kid, I didn't really get why they were out in the streets. And so my mom, she would make care packages for these kids instead of just giving them money. Because if you gave the kids money, they'd just go out and buy drugs. Or the thing that was most common to do, my mom told me, was you would give them, like if you gave them like $1, they'd go and buy glue. And they'd just smell the glue until they got high. So my mom would make up care packages of food for them. Because a lot of these kids were runaways. And as a kid, I thought that was cool that kids didn't have to live at home and have their like mom nag them or something. Because I always kind of had that kid fantasy where you could run away from home and be free. But my mom explained to me that no, it's not actually good. They ran away from home because they realized that it would be better for them to live off the streets and stuff, because when they go home, their parents would beat them or take their money and like take the money that they had earned by selling things, and then they would just use the money to drink and stuff. So kids would run away from home, and then they'd go out in the streets and they would still sell things and like beg for money, but they would just keep the money for themselves instead of going home. So my mom started making care packages for them, and she would put like food in there, and then like notebooks and like paper and stuff for them. And the first time she actually gave one of these care packages to one of the kids got really pissed off at her, and they're like, "Where's my money?" And my mom's like, "Sorry, you're not gonna get money. You're gonna get food." And a lot of the kids were really angry because they wanted to go out and buy the drugs. And these were kids who were my age at the time. Like they couldn't have been older than like 10 or 11. So I guess I don't really know which Quaker testimony it is. Maybe it's community or I guess would integrity count?
I think so. Yeah.
But I also remember another time where my mom and I would always get ice cream when we were in Central America because it is hot down there, and we went into the ice cream store, and there's this kid who was asleep outside the ice cream store, and my mom goes, "Do you want some ice cream?" And the kid's like, "Sure." So she got him ice cream, and the next day he brought back his friend. And I just remember, I guess, feeling kind of touched by that. And I don't know. I just remember being 6 years old and like finally realizing that like stuff wasn't good in the world. Like it was, it weighs on me a lot more now than it did back then. But I just remember realizing stuff.